word.
I
can guarantee you by the mid of November that the breakthrough cases and the more people will be hospitalized that got vaccinated. And I'm willing. If it don't happen, I'll give you $5,000, Taharka, and that's my word on this right now. By the end of November, the breakthrough cases, they're gonna have so much.
Say something. I appreciate you, Sutek. I'm gonna let Ankh go in.
Yeah. Yeah, my man skipped past $100. At least Chief X be offering something sensible like $50, $100. My man skipped past 50, 100, 300. He said $5,000 on a bogus prediction. At that point, you got to source up. You got to prove to me you got $5,000. You dig? Like at that point, show me the jewelry, show me the something, the account, pull it out, you know. But you can't just shout out you'll get my $5,000 off a prediction. Like people don't even bet $5,000 on boxing, football, nothing. But you're predicting, at least football, basketball, soccer, tennis, that's 50-50. Somebody got to win. Your prediction, dude, the odds is like 1, 2, who knows? But it's worse than 50-50. So my man gonna put $5,000 in Ankh pockets because of a false prediction. Hey, bro, and Ankh don't even have to counter bet. Yo, my man, let me take that. Fall back. Let me take that $5,000 bet off his prediction. But this is how far they go. This is why we call them pseudos.
I just want to share this with everybody because this is fair, and I think everybody need to see this. You know what I mean? One thing that if you study history, right, especially, and I'm going to talk about the Nazi history for one, right? If you study history, one of the main forms of being able to kick off what they were ultimately called the Holocaust was propaganda. The Nazi, and this is just an article, Holocaust Encyclopedia, the Nazi effectively used propaganda to win the support of millions of Germans in a democracy and later in a dictatorship to facilitate prosecution, war, and ultimately genocide. The stereotypes and images found in Nazi propaganda were not new, but were already familiar.
Now, this is a bogus argument because propaganda today is social media. Okay? Now, the anti-vaxxer message is only pushed through propaganda. This isn't common sense. Their arguments isn't common sense. Common sense is to go with the experts. So you have to propagate your foolishness. So what Taharka Bey is saying right now, is asinine because the anti-vaxxer message now is pushed hard via propaganda. So everything, man, can be pushed through propaganda. So again, like that's a weak point.
To their intended audience. I say that to say this, and please don't cut me off. The people was given so much propaganda that they were basically stone-hearted towards the suffering of the European Jew. And that would enable the whole society to participate in annihilating and burning these people into furnaces, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But working up to that, they use propaganda. And the propaganda that they use, it was everywhere you can find. You can find it on billboards. You can find it on radio, the doctors, the lawyers, at the stores, everywhere you could find.
Hey, the watcher, I don't know when you came in, but I was saying the argument Taharka Bey right now is weak. He's saying that the Germans use propaganda to get the people support to Holocaust the Jews. And I was saying, dude, today's propaganda is what we call social platforms, right? The media, social networking, right? The media. So the anti-vaxxer message is only pushed through propaganda, through these social medias. Only. As I was saying, it's not common sense to believe the foolishness that's being spread through social media. All right. It's common sense to go with the experts like we always have been doing. when a person needs to go to the hospital for an emergency, you're not asking what's in that needle. You're not asking, are the utensils alcoholed up? You're not, did you wash your hands? You're not asking those things. You dig? So that's not common sense. So the anti-vaxxer message is only through propaganda. Ignorance, period. You know, everything we've been learning so far. Sabi, all these guys, York stuff, propaganda, York videos. So all messages are pushed through propaganda. So it's weak. This is a weak argument to say that propaganda is used to stone face people, to get them to be zombies and just go with it. No, my man, that's not what the CDC does, the FDA and FCC. That's not what they do in this country. They actually have this website where you can go and look up what they're saying, and they define all the terms. They have a video, they have an expert. You can go talk to people. That's different in Nazi Germany. So these are weak arguments. You dig? But sometimes, like, sometimes we could psych ourselves out to believe we're just smart. No testing needed, no references needed, no education needed, no past experience needed. We're just experts because we said so. We're just smart because we said so. That's it. And that's enough to go out there and be a fool. All right. So that point made no sense at all. Most messages today in 2021 is pushed via social networking, these media platforms, the internet, aka the internet. All messages, good and bad. So that was goofy. Cincinnati Peace, the Watcher. What's going on? My man, the Brothers UK. So this is a quick live. So recently I've been going, this is Black Man Peace. Recently I've been going live and I've been trying to keep it short because other people going live too, and I'm considerate. And I don't have an ego. So I'm not trying to, be impeding on somebody else's stuff. I think Chief X going live at 10, and I'm pretty sure the Sulu Kills might be going live. So Netta probably itching. Taharka Bay probably going live. So, just a quick in and out. But when I watched this debate, I felt like, first of all, it's not a feeling. Ankh won, hands down. Like even Taharka Bay said, Ankh won, and Taharka Bay is anti-vaccination. You dig? So he said Ankh won, because Ankh did win. It was a total wash. So now Taharka Bay is trying to debate Ankh now, low key. But he really said it after a while. He said it. So I'm just commenting on the errors when I was watching this debate that Taharka Bay was making. And even though he has to call in, I don't call in on these shows that people be having because it's not a true call in. They sit there and they shut you up, they mute you, they dictate everything. It's not like you could just call in, you're just free to say what you got to say, and they just listen and eat it. Nah, it's not how that works. They're gonna make an argument and all type of stuff. So it's not even worth calling in most of the times. So anyway, let me get back to this.
They will use propaganda. And so a lot of what I see everybody is pulling up is possibly propaganda. We don't control the media. Ankh has never taken any scientific tests. The only thing that we hear from you, Ankh, and I hear it from you all the time, is you're pulling sources from people that you have no way to control to test to see if it's real, legitimate or not. You just find another source to back.
Now, this is also a goofy statement. My man, biology is being taught all over the world, okay? And it's pretty much consistent. In biology, yes, they teach about bacteria, fungi, parasites, germs, a whole bunch of things. And guess what? They teach about viruses. They teach about vaccines in biology, okay? So this is accepted across the world. This is not just looking up stuff, Googling, and it works out with him, so he'll go with it. No, it's biology, my man. When you learn biology, this is what you're going to come across. So this is why this was always an easy subject to debate. This is not something we got to go Google and cross-reference and really try hard. This is biology. So all right, let me just go ahead.
Back your claim, another source to back your claim, another source to back your claim, but it's coming from the same people that ultimately push propaganda to maintain control. And I'm not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just saying it's very disingenuous to just see people.
See, I told you where he's going with that propaganda stuff. That's why I cut that real quick. All information that goes trending in today's world is via propaganda from one of these social platforms. IG, Twitter, TikTok, something, YouTube, all information. Okay? When it reaches the people, in today's time, is going to be from a social network. Because most people don't go to school for anything, right? I'm talking about advanced school, and people really don't study like that. You know, so when you get your information, it's going to come across you probably at your work, right? Your job, that's called experiences. And it's supposed to be education, but really right now, just social media. So this is silly, just a silly point.
People just pull these sources from the same people that have used propaganda not only to wage war, but to dominate the planet. And it's just amazing.
All right, I got to stop that one because that's the same thing that gets Farrakhan in trouble, that gets YP in trouble, and other people. SETI is because when you condemn a whole race, let's say what he's saying is true. There's a 3, 4, 20, 100 people that's plotting something, right? Conspiring against the melanated people of the world. You're supposed to call them out, right? Whoever they are, Illuminati, build a burger, you know, extra cheese, hold the onions, however you want to build that burger. Like, these are the bodies you call out. But when you condemn a whole race for what you believe a few people have done, that's when you're in trouble, because you become no different than somebody condemning our race from a few knuckleheads. You dig? So don't say propaganda, people behind it, and then they're controlling the world, mass genocide. No, you name the people if you know them, or you name the group. But you condemn a whole race, that's when you're going to get in trouble every time. Like, that's not going to be tolerated anywhere in this world, just among people that think like yourself. So let me just insert that. Let's move on.
Is me that nobody from your camp have any opposing thought that the possibility could exist that this synthetic form of a vaccine that is not related to any source of vaccine that has cured things in history, no relation whatsoever, is possibly a hoax, a scam. It blows me away.
Yeah, I had to laugh too.
Not saying that you have to roll with it, but nobody uses any hope, any hope that hold up an inkling of the possibility that this could be the same propaganda train that killed millions in Germany, that kicked off the slave trade.
Once again, this is why the government labeled minds like that Black identity extremists. Like, that was an extreme analogy. That was just ridiculous. And it's just what they do. They go to the extreme to prove a point. Dude, just give a regular analogy, but you can't, because it won't fit to your narrative. That was just goofy. So I just want to say that was goofy. I had something else to say, but that was funny. That was funny.
That killed millions, slaughtered millions of indigenous Africans, aboriginals. All of it started for propaganda. And one would say, for what reason? I think if you would ask the people in Germany why the propaganda was kicking off, why do they want to kill us? You will have various different opinions. But on Monday Night Quarterback, we'll say, oh, they just wanted to exterminate them, or they thought they were more powerful. Who knows? But we have to, it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous to just close the door and say, this is it, that is all. That's very dangerous for any society, for any free-thinking society to say.
So what he means by this is it and that is all, he's talking about vaccinations to prevent viral infections or even serious diseases from the virus infection. All right, dude, it is it. Okay, it is. And what Ankh been saying, and anybody else that been Lupe Fiasco, anybody else been on the front line, they've been saying, give us something else that has been as successful as vaccinations. And before you go into your pseudo mind and think of something, my presentation that I'm going to put out is very short. Not today. I want to show just for that, right? I'm going to end all comparisons to these crazy herbs to vaccinations, okay? I'm going to name one disease that's decimating Africans. And I'm going to tell you how vaccinations and other modern science has been holding it to little to no deaths or severe cases. And there are no, listen, you will agree, there are no, because we heard of these diseases. You will also agree that there are no herbal treatments for these diseases that have been affecting Africans, all right? So I'm going to bring it there. I'm going to touch your heart. Forget about diseases that affect everybody. I'm talking about that just affect solely or majority Africans, all right? So here we go.
Hey, this is it. That's all. That's very dangerous, man. That's dangerous. And I think it's reckless and irresponsible too, because people should be able to think as they choose and as they soul dictates, because I will never take it. Personally, me, there's nothing you could tell me. I don't need to have a bachelor's or a master's degree. I don't need to have an uncle who's a scientist of what you say, what's the
Oh, yes, you do. And that's the whole point of being liable of something going wrong. Yes, you need that. Okay? You need that. That's what happens when you are trained properly for something. That training institution, that college, that whatever it is, training institution, that backs you and say, this person is qualified to do A, B, and C. And the people who work with you trust you off that qualification. A lot of you guys get hired based upon your resume, all right? Then they ask about your education. I never had that problem, but when you're going for a job and you don't have prior education, I don't know how that works out for you, but I'm assuming that most of everybody in that chat will listen to this later, sometime in the future, that when you apply for a job, you have some education beforehand, in advance. That's your reference. That's somebody stamping you, saying, yeah, she can do it. He can do it. All right. So that matters, my man. So when you talk about you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need that, then I don't need to listen to you in that regard. You dig? Real simple. See how this is easy.
word? Give me the word, Uncle. The book.
Immunologist, virologist.
Yeah, I don't need none of that. I'm just not with it. I'm not going to do it. And that's just what it is. I feel comfortable where I'm at. But with that.
So indigenous black man, he corrected me. He would be actually right. He would say that, I would have to say no known herbs, right? So you're actually correct with that one. No known herbs. I'm working on the absolute type of talk, right? So no known herbs can do anything with what I'm gonna bring out that's decimating Africa before modern science and vaccinations. All right. Let me finish the video. You see? So I like to point out that I'm human. I don't have this ego. I make mistakes. I might pronounce something wrong. You dig? That's why I don't laugh at people, because there's always a word that you either can't read or pronounce. Even though you probably can read it, or even though you probably can pronounce it, it's always that tricky stuff where it just the way you talk. Everybody has that word. I'm pretty sure everybody had experienced it one way or another. If not, then you were fortunate. But sometimes that word comes up in the wrong moment. I remember I was in an interview and I said that I ain't gonna tell you what word it was, but I said some crazy word, and you best believe I ain't get hired. You dig? I thought about it afterwards. I said, did I say that right? You go to Google, you hit that little sound button, like, damn, I ain't getting that job. They damn sure ain't called me back. So I'm human, you dig? And I'm, lacking. I'll say I'm lacking. I'm not the PhD guy. All right. So let me go ahead and let me finish this. I'm gonna say right now, you're gonna hear me mispronounce things and just can't say things right. I just can't do it. You know, I remember I had a hard time saying spaghetti. I always said pusketty. You did. I could spell it, just can't say it. You know, things like that. And it was one word that was killing me. Oh my God. I think it was it's a tip. All right, I'm gonna play the video. When it comes up, I'm gonna tell you. Oh, participate. God damn. You would think I could say that word anytime I want, except when the microphone's in my hand and I'm speaking before people. I couldn't say participation for nothing. And just now I had to say it carefully. Can't say it for nothing. I was saying participation. I was saying participation over and over and over. I said, what's that? And I'm like, why am I saying that? I can't say it in front of a crowd of people. Embarrassing moments. All right.
That being said, I gotta get out here. You know, I appreciate you. I think you
said you're gonna let me get my clothes.
I want to say this to you though. Okay. I think you got the upper hand tonight. I gotta give it to you. You got the upper hand tonight. You did. You did your thing. Sir. I gotta give it to you. You did your thing tonight. I don't believe a word of what you said, but I think you did your thing tonight. Yeah. And I think the reason why you did your thing, and I'll give it to this, and let me chalk it to this. You were very precise. You was very accurate because you're used to this argument. You know what I'm saying? And you got a strong team behind you. I got to give it to you.
And that's a backhand. That's a backhand compliment. He said he did good because he's used to the argument. My man, the guy with the herbs, he's used to the argument too. This is why he came with that position. So not that Unkh's right because he's right. The information is correct. It's because he's used to the argument. You know, some old slick talking stuff. All right, whatever.
You know what I'm saying? You got a strong team.
But then look who's the moderator. It's not like this guy knows much about vaccines or viruses at all. So I don't know how he can completely moderate the debate, honestly.
Behind you. I think if I could critique my brother Rodney, you dealing with professional pseudo killers. These are professionals. They've been on Sinetta for years. They've been on Mossy War Clan. They've been doing this Team Osiris thing from website to website, from screen to screen to screen. They've been up against so many different people, so they understand the tricks of the trade of how to engage. So I just think, brother, you got the information, but you just got to learn it. Unc got me like that before, believe it or not. Man, Unc, I ran up on Unc sitting in a restaurant. He turned on the camera. I didn't know the tricks of engagement. Unc dragged me. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something, Taharka?
Because I didn't know the tricks of engagement. Now that I know the tricks of engagement, I don't think Unc stand a chance.
Yeah. Now I'm next.
Let my brother Unc go.
Okay.
So you just did a whole lot just now, boy. I'm gonna have to catch you on that rewind and get you. You said a whole lot of stuff that was amazingly wrong. And one of the things you said was like, how can we trust them people? Bro, I agree with you. What tool is it that we can use to catch them lying ass white people? White people will lie, black people might lie. So you sitting over here berating me, talking about I use white people. I want you to know.
All right, I told Unc that was pseudo. Black people will lie. White people do lie. I can't even. That's just so goofy. I told Unc that was pseudo. Like that's black algae. All right, that's still when you're favoring your race without any solid evidence over another race for like just straight intellect or moral purposes. You're pseudo. You got to be able to prove that. Because when you want to go that route, don't do that. Because then they already got a book for you, the bell curve. You did showing how they were superior intellectuals over black folks. So don't do that with them. Like that again. When we say them, that's a specific group. That's racist white folks that have it in for black folks, right? It just in them. Like they don't believe we're equal. We're just stupid. We're robbers. We're rapists. The things we rap about today. That's what they believe, and they're using that as reference points. And when they pass laws and stuff, but this is what they believe, right? But they don't represent the body of white folks in this country. But the point is, that's the problem with John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben and all those guys that was doing the whole Egypt thing. Racist white folks were saying Egyptians were white, then the black guys counted the racist white folks instead of the scholars. The scholars were not saying, we're not saying that. Just the racist folks. So the black folks just countered the racist white folks, said, no, you just are black. And that's when we got in trouble. And then they had a hard time proving that whole race thing. And still today, you know, even Uncle will admit that they weren't black or white, you know, but so you got to be careful still debating racist white folks. Leave them alone. They're stupid. The information is pseudo. Anyway, move on.
That's not what I said, brother.
You said that white.
I didn't say nothing about white. Never came out.
No,
my
you
mouth.
said I use information.
White never came out my mouth, brother.
No, you're right. You said I'm trusting the people. What people was you talking about?
I'm talking about the sources that you're using.
From who?
The sources that you're using. They
Okay.
could look like us. They could look like Europeans.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, the sources that you're using are from the power brokers.
Okay, so let me finish. So I want to let you know that you too are bringing a line of information, both of y'all. So what I'm saying is we're both bringing in information. We can agree on that. None of us on the panel are experts.
I ain't bringing nothing.
No, you talk that talk about, you went all the way to goddamn Nazi Germany.
No, I just gave a scenario. I didn't bring any
let me
information.
finish
I just gave a scenario.
No, but you stayed on the point that I'm using this information. I'm saying that none of us on this panel are experts.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, okay. He said he was a damn beautician. I almost fell out my daggone chair.
No, he is. I think, listen.
I believe him, but that's to bury goddamn people.
I almost fell out my chair.
He's talking about the anatomy, though.
The anatomy.
Okay, I understand anatomy too. I have anatomy books. Come on, dude. I take the courses. Let me finish my point, though. Knowing anatomy is not going to help you in this conversation. My point is that we all have bought information. The difference is I have vetted source material, right? I'm saying I have vetted source material. Okay, I didn't just bring you information. I gave you information that was peer reviewed. Yeah, that guy about to fall. He couldn't handle it anyway. Right? Bring him on the panel next. I'm just saying that the material I brought was backed up by sources. So how do you tell the difference?
Come on back in, Crip. We gotta go.
Let me finish. So how is it, right? How do we tell the difference? We use science, right? Science is the great equalizer. Science is a vaccine against the charlatans that come in our community. Because guess what? Both of y'all will pick y'all happy asses up, go to the goddamn refrigerator. Watch this. This is how I don't believe y'all. You will pull out some FDA-approved food, sit down and eat it, right? Drink some FDA-approved coffee. Hold on. Get an FDA-approved beer and drink it. Get in your car, go down 85 and 90 miles an hour and step on some approved brakes and stop. You will go to the hospital, watch your grandbaby be born, put your grandbaby in an FDA-approved car seat, drive home, and then talk shit about the white man vaccines. Y'all have let me finish my point.
I think what you're doing is you're using the wrong example.
Come on, you gotta let me finish. You spoke.
I can't stand that example.
But you use Nazi Germany.
We live in an American society.
Watch it.
And living in American society, there's a difference by using an FDA approved car seat as opposed to sticking something inside your body. There's different to understanding what coffee is and it's FDA approved as opposed to sticking something in your body that you don't know what it is. We know where coffee comes from. We know it comes from.
No, you might know where coffee comes from, but take it from me, my man. I work in manufacturing, right? Where we actually make these chemicals and we make the product. Not make the chemicals, but we mix the chemicals and make the product. So you might know where coffee comes from, but you don't know how it's processed. You don't know if we're using the FDA guidelines to process an effective and safe product for you to drink. Okay? So we got the coffee beans, from another country, whatever, Colombia, but our facility is it FDA approved or is not? Are we following guidelines of the FDA regulations? QC, are they on point? QA, are they on point? You dig? How many times will we fined? So are you looking at fined, like some money for messing up? So no, you're trusting that the FDA governed that facility and gave them the stamp of approval to say this product is good. So I think he missed that because most Americans don't know the process of how you get your products. Things in your refrigerator and your cabinet that you're going to consume, okay? You don't know how they're processed. You never will unless you work at a company or watch a video. You never will. But those facilities got to be approved by the USDA or FDA. And you got to trust the FDA has governed them properly and held them to rigorous, standards of procedure, right? We call it SOP, standard operation procedures. You got to hope that the FDA is hold them to that and not let them slide. Because believe me, the watcher, if these companies can get away with some illegal stuff, they're going to do it fast because it costs money to keep cleaning and keep buying new gloves and new this and new that. It costs and new machinery. It costs money. They would love to just run a machinery, machines that's like old, broken down, bolts come flying off. They would love to do that rather than paying $500,000 for a new set of equipment. So it's still no. So Unkh's right. You're trusting the FDA with all that FDA approved stuff because you're trusting that they approved that company and held them to that standard that they do. More goofy talk.
Bean. Come on, you using bad examples.
Just let me finish though. Let me
You're using bad examples.
First of all, hold on. First of all, y'all mischaracterized the mRNA vaccine because y'all don't know what the hell it is.
Don't nobody know what it is except for you.
Do. Listen, man, let me finish. Right. Okay, so then if I'm the only one to know what it is, then everybody need to shut up. Here, let me finish with this right here. This guy, he breakthrough infection us to death, right? And I'm finished with this. Rodney, I cannot believe you, Rodney. You're a funny guy, Rodney. So right here, this is what to know about COVID breakthrough cases, okay? This is from the public health from Washington State Department of Health. Okay, watch this. What is a breakthrough case? A breakthrough case happens when someone who is fully vaccinated 14 days past their final vaccine dose tests positive for a virus. People who catch COVID-19 within these 14 days are not classified as breakthrough cases since their body has not built up full protection yet. Meaning, if you catch COVID before 14 days after you've been vaccinated on your second shot, it's not considered a breakthrough because you're not fully protecting that. Now, is this normal? Yes. Breakthrough cases should be expected. That's because none of the COVID vaccines are 100% effective at preventing infections. There are different reasons why, but it's largely because viruses evolve over time. I showed y'all the shot and undergo changes as they spread and replicate. It says this also is common for non-COVID vaccines, and it is why we need flu shots every year. So we already know about that. Watch this. So in part, it's simple, comes down to the numbers. Billions of people are vaccinated with numbers that large. Even if a vaccine is working as expected, some people will still become infected with COVID-19. Now watch this. Let me come right here. I am fully vaccinated. Should I worry? Fully vaccinated people have much stronger protection against COVID-19 compared to those who are not. Vaccinated people who get infected are less likely to experience symptoms, if any, compared to those who are unvaccinated. Vaccinated people are also likely to recover faster against the Delta. It's a CDC shows that 99% of people who were fully vaccinated against COVID-19 did not die or even require hospitalization. The highest hospitalization rates remain in areas with low vaccine rates. Now, let me come right here and finish it off. How common are breakthrough cases? This is where your man Rodney continually messed it up all night. Breakthrough cases are still considered to be very rare. They appear to be most common amongst new variant strands. It's hard to get an exact count since many vaccinated people don't show symptoms and therefore do not get tested. It says, watch this, Washington State data shows there were 21,757 vaccine breakthrough. Wow, that's a large number, right? Watch this. Cases amongst more than 4 0.1 million vaccinated people from January 17th, August 21, 2021 against, hold on, although that might sound like a high number, it means that, watch this, only 0.5% of vaccinated Washingtonians had breakthrough infections. Of the breakthrough cases that we have data for, just 9% required hospitalization and less than 1% died of the corona-related illnesses. There you go.
Man, how we gonna get around that? I mean, like, that was a mic drop, but Ankh should always lead with that. And this is why when I do my presentation, I'm going on the offense. I'm done with the defense. I'm done beating up the pseudo by their source. I'm just giving facts. That right there. 9% or less than 9% is hospitalized. That's after vaccination. And less than 1% is dies from COVID-19 after vaccination. You know, like that, I was trying to like that need to be championed around. That, like, you hold like the boxers hold their belt and show everybody, like that right there need to be championed. Like, you can't let that just go and just talk again. I would keep bringing that back up. That's an important stat. That's huge. You know.
So Rodney, once again, I showed you how rare. I'm not finished. I showed you how rare 4.1 million people. That's 4.1 million, right? They got vaccinated, right? Only 0.5% actually like, are we, I mean, like, it's a number game in the world we live in, bro. I'm just saying, yo, listen, I'm done with the conversation. Do me a favor, support Moore's TV. Go back and listen how Rodney beat himself up all night long. It wasn't me, but I appreciate him bringing sources. I'm gonna cut that talk right there, Rodney.
Man, I want to say this real quick.
Can I say something?
Hey, do you know in the country of Chad in Africa that they have over 16 million of population, and when COVID broke out since the pandemic, they only have 170 deaths. Are you aware of that? Do you know as many other countries that COVID came in?
Okay, another goofy point, my man. Look, nobody's saying that COVID-19 is Ebola, okay? Not saying that. Now, you just said it was 100-something deaths in these African countries. That means COVID-19 killed somebody, right? So had they had the vaccination, how many would have died then? That's what you need to be showing us. The comparison, not just people died. That's bad. If people died, the virus did its thing. It did. That's a bad thing. 100 people died from COVID-19. Nobody should have died from it. That's the point. Nobody should have died from it. That's why the vaccines are very effective. And they say it prevents the severity of COVID-19, the disease. The disease kills. All right. The virus infects you. And then from the infection, if it goes untreated, comes the disease. The disease is what kills you. HIV, you can live a long time with that, whole life, 90 years old. AIDS, not so. From what I know, AIDS, you're dying. Okay, HIV, you're not dying if you got the proper medication. Okay, so again, that was a goofy point. You just show how effective. I'm gonna say this. You just proved how successful COVID-19 was in killing people. It just killed 107 people unnecessarily. They should have been prevented. That's Unkh's whole point. Anyway. Back to the program.
Those countries, and they have millions of population, and their death rate have not increased over 500. Are you familiar with that? With no COVID vaccine.
Haiti is one of those countries.
Hold up. Are you familiar with that? Are you familiar with those numbers?
Nope, but I'm gonna look them up right there, right
look
now.
Up Chad. Look how many deaths in Chad since the pandemic. And what I'm telling you is this. If that is true, if that be true, then somebody is jiffing us, because because if
oh my God,
if it would hit a country like Chad that is impoverished for all sense of what we know to be wealthy countries, and it don't wipe out the whole country, and they don't have any sort of vaccine.
I mean, are you just trying to be funny now?
What?
You gonna act like they got a motherfucking
You see? Now, Taharka is the moderator of a vaccine debate. Dude, next time, just provide the platform for debate. We thank you. Fall back and get a real moderator. Because this guy he's under the illusion that COVID-19 was supposed to wipe out a country of people. Like, where this dude been at? Like, he doesn't even know that a virus that kills you, so like the Ebola thing, rabies, things like that will never be in a pandemic category. In order to be in a pandemic category, you have to be highly contagious, not necessarily highly deadly. It's how easily you're transmitted. That's what puts you in the pandemic states. Okay? Measles. That's what measles is. Measles is a pandemic disease, probably the worst that we know of. Okay? Now, they're saying the Delta variant is worse than the measles. I heard that. I haven't sourced up on that. But viruses that go pandemic are the ones that's easily transmitted from person to person. AIDS will never be that. You got to have sex. People not just walking to each other having sex and moving on like dogs. We're not doing that. So it can never go in that. But anyway, let's go.
Subway running from city to city. You gonna act like, wait, whoa. I want you to know, brother, that right now, right? You gonna act like they got fully mechanized cities with transportation.
Yeah, so that was funny as like chat updated with the yeah, stop it, bro.
Place like New York, you gonna act like they all piled together, yo? Is that the game we're gonna play right now?
Listen to me, listen to me. I just gave you a quick example, but I can run down country after country after country that is not industrial.
Yeah, Elwin, it's taboo to bring up Sadie because you get rotten tomatoes in this community. It's taboo to bring up Sadie.
Industrialized countries, of course, but they have populations that centered around what they will call marketplaces where hundreds of people congregate.
Why are you doing?
Oh, you don't want to listen.
Can I have 5 minutes?
All right, go ahead, Rodney.
All right, yo. Since y'all gonna act like shit ain't spaced out desert.
You gonna talk while I'm talking to? Okay.
No, hold on. This is the only time I did this the whole time. You've done me like that several times.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, Rodney. Rodney, go ahead and beat yourself up again. Go ahead, Rodney.
Common sense tells you when you putting something that is not natural into your body, what is technology, how can that coincide with your immune system in your system? That's like oil and water, right? Right or wrong, Taharka?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to show what you just said to him about the countries, because I have that too, and prove it to him, to the poorest country, which is Haiti, that didn't have all of those cases. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have no vaccine, and they didn't get it until their president died. But I'm going to show you the numbers right here. Right here. Here they go. Okay, we got the where is this right here? Okay. Tanzania, as of before their president died in 3 months ago, they only had 21 deaths in Tanzania. This is Haiti right here, the poorest country supposed to be on earth. Haiti pandemic, they had what, 10,000 confirmed cases and only 236 deaths. No mask, no vaccine. But the only thing that's different is after Tanzania's president wouldn't take it and he found out that they were sending faulty kits right here. They were sending faulty kits and he tested a pawpaw and a goat and they tested positive. He rejected it. And then he ended up dead. Then Haiti's president, another African-led country that didn't have many deaths, he ended up.
When you go to conspiracy theory to win, it's over. Yeah, my man, yeah, I really don't think Taharka can buy that much. My man said when they rejected it, they ended up dead. And now he goes to the Haitian president. Listen to this foolishness. I mean, he said, forget about facts, sourcing up. Let's just go conspiracy theory.
These are all facts. Madagascar's president came up with an herbal cure. And
all right, okay, that's a lie. Okay, I keep saying this. Okay, go ahead and fact check me, please. According to my knowledge, right, there are no cures to a virus. You got treatment. I think the closest they got maybe hepatitis C, E, one of them. It's considered a cure, but it's not like a cure how we know it to be. But in science, it's considered that. But other than that, it's not too many cures that you would know about when it pertains to virus. This is why the vaccination is so big, because they say don't even get it, because we can't do much when you get it. It's going to run its course, and whatever it does to you, it's going to do to you. Fortunately for you, you leave with the most minimum symptoms as possible or side effects as possible. But it's going to run its course. You can't stop it. Once you can slow it down, and you can slow its process up from replicating, stuff like that. But it's going to run its course. So the concoction he's talking about, the NASCAR thing, we looked at that already. That's false. Okay, now they claim they had something, but there's nothing that's going to substantiate that. Nothing. So my man just runs. He just hears stuff that sounds like is right. He runs with it and he repeats it. So, but that's false. There's no drink. There's no herbal drink, because again, you got to prove that it can bring about an immune response, and you can't do that with any herbs. There's not one herb that I know of that you can take, smoke, inject, and it's going to bring about an immune response.
And they tried to assassinate him. So what you were saying, Taharka, is very.
So they're going to kill everybody that rejects the vaccination. They're going to kill everybody who come up with concoction that works. All right, okay.
Very reasonable and could be happening. How are these poor African countries not having as many deaths as the United States? And why are they censoring certain information instead of debating facts and real numbers, instead of them giving you numbers?
And I'm just saying, somebody put in there that Chad was a poor example. That's not a poor example. These people congregate by the hundreds, or not even thousands, in some of these central places where they have these what do you call it? Those marketplaces.
Why don't you
Everybody
just move to Chad then?
with these marketplaces.
Why don't you just move to Chad then?
Those were WHO
That's
numbers.
not the point. That's
so
not.
They're not. So they're obviously not trying to kill black people, then, huh?
No, that's not the point. The point is that
the point, man.
The point is that
they only trying to kill
something is not right, brother. Something is not right.
So what's
not
right?
You're pushing it. So why are you so adamant of pushing? I told you earlier that I don't even argue this fact, and I don't even get into
what am
the
I pushing
side of it.
Now, first of all, I'm not pushing anybody to get the shot. That's a fact. I'm pushing against the misinformation based around the damn shot. You let your man sit up here and just dagging himself all night long, trying to catch up with the science, killing himself, right? Misinformation, misreading articles. I'm the guy that's supposed to not be able to read. At least I got a hell of a reading comprehension. His comprehension is crazy. He might read a little more clear than me, but the comprehension of the material he was reading was bananas. Go back and look at it. Y'all tripping right now.
I was actually listening to what you were saying. You was actually, I think you was remixing that last article that you read, that where it
I'm gonna send it to you.
That the herbs could be effective.
Let's read it again. Let's read it again. Let's read it again.
Hey, yo, whoever's here and you're doing something, listen to this right here. This is when I lost a little respect for Taharka's, not who he is, but his comprehension. I lost respect for his comprehension. What they about to read. This was embarrassing.
And I want you to blow it up.
Let me blow it up. And I want to see what you get.
Let Taharka read it.
Let me read it. And I'm gonna read it real slow.
I remixed it.
Taharka.
That's what it seemed like. Let me. I want you to blow it up. Hold up, Rodney. I'm putting it in it. Now I want you to blow it up. That article, that part where we talked, where it says something about the herbs. Listen to what it say.
All right. Okay. So you do know this is in 2008.
It doesn't matter. Let me see you just pull it up real quick.
All right, what we want to do? Here we go. There you go. Stop right there.
Wait, so a 13-year-old article doesn't matter? This is what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, you at this point, Taharka just saying anything just to be correct. Like, dude, something in 2008, that's good. And now if that's the latest, then okay, or second latest, but 13 years later, science didn't advance and correct itself or find new information. All right, goofy stuff, man.
Yeah, Taharka.
I want you to make it a little bit bigger.
All right.
Now it says, herbal products have gained increasing popularity in the last decade and are now used by approximately 20% of the population. Herbal products are complex mixtures of organic chemicals that may come from any raw or processed plant part of a plant. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read it slow. Right. Including leaves, stems, flowers, roots, and seeds. Under the current law, herbs are defined as the dietary supplements, and manufacturers can therefore produce, sell, and market herbs without first demonstrating safe.
When you start reading like that, you already know you're about to make a mistake.
And what's that?
Efficiency.
As because it's kind of blurry on my screen, but I'm getting as is required for pharmaceutical drugs. Although herbs are often perceived as natural and therefore safe, many different side effects have been reported owing to active ingredients, contaminants, or interaction with drugs.
All right, keep going.
Contaminant. Keyword.
No, man, come on,
Hold up. Unfortunately,
this is the results.
That's right. Unfortunately, that's the subject. Unfortunately, there is limited scientific evidence to establish the safety and efficiency of most.
That doesn't say efficiency, efficacy, all right, how effective it is. So unfortunately, there is limited scientific evidence to establish the safety and efficacy of most herbal products. So we're just going to read past that, right? We're not going to hone in on that. Most herbs have limited science to back its claims of being safe and effective. Okay, he just read earlier that they have hell of side effects. That does not say efficiency. Let me rewind that back, Turbo.
You know this is in 2008.
It doesn't matter. Let me see you just pull it up real quick.
All right, what we want to do? Here we go. There you go. Stop right there, Taharka.
I want you to make it a little bit bigger.
All right.
Now it says, herbal products have gained increasing popularity in the last decade and are now used by approximately 20% of the population. Herbal products are complex mixtures of organic chemicals that may come from any raw or processed part of a plant. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read it slow. Right. Including leaves, stems, flowers, roots, and seeds. Under the current law, herbs are defined as the dietary supplements, and manufacturers can therefore produce, sell, and market herbs without first demonstrating safety and what's that? Efficiency. As because it's kind of blurry on my screen, but I'm getting as is required for pharmaceutical drugs. Although,
so the requirements of pharmaceutical drugs when it comes to herbs is not there, right? There's limited science to back up their claims, their results, how safe they are and effective. That's all I'm saying.
herbs are often perceived as natural and therefore safe. Many.
Okay, Taharka, you got to read slower than that. You got to stop at the period, the punctuation marks. Let me teach you how to read. It says herbs are perceived. What does perceive mean? That means people think that they're natural and safe. That's the common thought of people when you hear about herbs, sea moss, bladderwrack, all this stuff, moringa, all this stuff. The average thought is that they're safe and effective. That's the common thought. Okay? You got to read that part and slow down and stop.
Different side effects have been reported owing to active ingredients.
Okay, it said that many means a lot, okay? Many herbs are often perceived as natural and therefore safe. Many different side effects, many side effects. So guys, want to talk about the side effects of vaccinations and medicine. Herbs side effects are just as bad, if not worse, okay? They have been reported owing to active ingredients, contaminants, or interaction with drugs. Now, what's active ingredients, okay? Again, when you have background in the pharmacy world, you know that it's something called API, active pharmaceutical ingredient. So what we do, I think somebody mentioned earlier in the chat, preservatives. So what we do is we add excipients to the active ingredient to water it down. It's probably too damn strong. Okay? To kill off bacteria, there's things like that goes in the excipients provide that goes into the API when we mix it. But things like that happen. Okay, and most of it also helps strengthen the effects of the active ingredient. You dig? So some things are there to water it down so it's not so strong, and some things making it safe, and some things are added in to make sure it's effective, and some things kill off bacteria, again, making it safe. That's what it's talking about.
Contaminants or interaction with drugs.
All right, keep going.
Contaminant. Keyword.
No, man, come on,
Hold up.
Okay, so Indigenous Black man says holistic medicine has not had its support funding because it will hurt big pharma's narrative. What happened to the bottom line? See, this one I kind of go personal. When it comes to business, it's something called the bottom line, right? What happened to the bottom line, Indigenous? The bottom line is profit. If herbs worked, they will drop. Okay, I mean, do you even understand how that stuff works? How pharmaceutical companies get to the said active ingredient? So when you invent, let's say you invented COVID-19, right? You designed it, you made it. How do these pharmaceutical companies get a hold of your product that you patent? Do you even know that? You got so many companies, pharmaceutical companies in this country that gets a hold of that, and then they remake it and make it, they can't put your name on it and make it generic. But do you know they got to wait like 10 years to even use your product? So there's a whole process to that, dude. You're going to make money, whether it's herbs or so-called medicine. You're going to make money. Now, herbs don't last long. Okay, they got a short lifespan, Indigenous. So it's not that profitable. So smart, when you watch Shark Tank, which I hope you do. If you watch Shark Tank, you'll see that human beings in a capitalist society they become very innovative. You know why? It's profitable to be very innovative. So you think of ways to get it done faster than the last person. You're going to step on his head and crush him like a cockroach, like Kevin O'Leary would say. And you're going to try to present your item as the best available today. So you act like big pharma is this industry of pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, let's follow suit. No, they're trying to be the best. They all got an R&D department, bruh. You know what R&D is? Research and development. They all got that there. They got their scientists trying to work and improve and add the little things onto it to make sure to try to get it more effective and or even produce it faster than the last company. They're competing. So if a pharmaceutical company can get the active ingredient in the herb, and skip past all that, paying all of us working there, they're gonna do it, fool. But you guys don't think about that because you're just on your computer just typing. Like, get out there in the world and get experience, work at these companies. I mean, y'all so obsessed with Big Pharma. Why don't you work there and see how things are really, go undercover. Go work there and take notes, and then you could really expose something. Why are you from the outside talking about things that's done in the inside in private? That's just irresponsible.
Unfortunately,
it's the results.
That's right. Unfortunately, that's the subject. Unfortunately, there is limited scientific evidence to establish the safety and efficiency of most herbal products. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, Ankh.
I never said it did. Keep reading.
Okay.
But there's no scientific evidence to establish safety.
Okay.
But most herbal, keep going.
So what I'm saying is that
keep reading. Keep reading. This is
of the top 10 herbs, 5, ginkgo, garlic, St. John wort, soy, and kava have scientific evidence suggesting efficiency. Stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
They saying that this herbs have scientific evidence suggesting efficiency.
Right. So who's not mad? Who's mad at that?
No, but what I'm saying, you saying that it was saying something else.
No, I didn't. I never said that. We talk about, we know what St. John's worts can do.
The point that Rodney was saying, that if this is saying it's suggesting efficiency, that means it exists, that it could.
All right, so that's another goofy point. Efficiency. Well, they're saying efficiency. It's really efficacy. Now, dude, you have to say in percentage, right, how effective the product is. So for Pfizer, Moderna, and these other things, right, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, they give you a percentage on how effective the drug is, right? And it's not just something they made up. That this it's a feeling. They got that through their trials, right? Their clinical trials. And they're able to establish. This is why some said 70%. You just can't lie and say 90%. You just can't lie, right? So some was, through their trials, because many pharmaceuticals failed. Like their drug failed because it was too ineffective. It was 70%. I mean, just Google it. You got nasal sprays. Like anybody out there that has a Robinhood account or, Ameritrade, if you're trading stocks and you're trying to get in that, trying to buy stocks people trying to present different vaccination, you would see that you got nasal sprays, but the problem is they were not effective. They were like, of course it was effective, but 60%. So what Taharka Bey is saying to establish what he's trying to say is efficacy, that doesn't mean much. 2% effective means nothing. Like you won't wear a rubber that's 3% effective. But according to Taharka, that's good enough because it's effective. Dude, it's not about the word effective. It's about the percentage on how effective it actually is. And you didn't read, Taharka, a percentage of the efficacy of the herbs. It just said that there is some efficacy there, but it's small. There's not enough research because it's just going to suck your money dry, like Kevin O'Leary said. It just sucks. It's just a black hole. You're just burning money. There's nothing there. So they go with what works. What always work. Right? Here we go.
Could produce the results which you say it don't, because it's suggested.
Man, why are you doing that talk? We're talking about for these 5 right here.
That's what we're talking about. Listen, if it has suggested efficiency, that means that the probability is likely that it exists to offset a thing.
Finish reading.
But concerns over safety and consideration of other medical therapies may temper the decision to use the product. So in other words, if you stay away from other medical therapies, these things would suggest, they are suggested to have efficiency. If you stay away from other medical therapies like the shot.
Keep reading, bro.
Herbal products are not likely to become an important alternative to standard medical therapies unless there are changes to regulation, standardization, and funding for research. And that's understandable because we live in a modern society, but that does not disqualify the potential of the healing properties of herbs. You're reading it wrong, brother.
I know, but hold on for a minute. Let's be clear right here.
You're reading, you read that wrong.
No,
Please
I'm not.
accept that you read that wrong.
I did not read it wrong.
That says that
no,
it has.
Come on, man, you over talking me.
Hold up. If you can't.
So you mean to tell me you don't know what you just read? You was talking about 5 herbs right here, bro.
That's only we talking about is that article. We're not talking about anything else.
No, we're talking about the 5 herbs in the article, bro.
That's all we're talking about. It's the article.
So do you know why do you know why they reached that? Do you know why they reached that conclusion?
Stay focused on. We're only talking about that.
Do you know why they was able to reach that conclusion?
Tell me why,
Because they tested them, my nigga.
All right, so
that's all we've ever talked about here. It needs to go through trials. No one's saying don't mess with herbs. Y'all tripping right now.
No, listen to me, I want you to hear what I'm saying. What you said before is the opposite.
No, I didn't.
You told them what you reading, what you saying. It starts off, unfortunately. That means that it don't work. Rewind it back. That's what you said.
So what does unfortunately mean? There's no scientific proof for the majority of herbs, but then they say the top 10, they give you 10 of them, and then they mention the 5. So they simply talking about the 5 out of the 10, bro. That's been through some type of scientific study, and they tell you what it is.
Taharka,
I cannot believe you right now.
Can you read one more article for me, Taharka? I just want to read
one.
Wait a minute.
First of all, this is what I want to allow y'all to do, to confuse the people. At this point, y'all trying to confuse the people. So I want you to know my stance. This is my stance, Taharka.
Right?
Hold on. My stance is that any herb that our community want to use needs to go through the scientific process so that we will know. Going through clinical trials is the only way. It separates us from the quacks, Minister Inky, right? And the real people trying to help us. It's the knowledge of the clinical trials. So if you think I'm mad that an herb has went through the clinical trials and they found that it cured coronavirus, do you think I would be mad at that?
It suggests. That's not saying it went through a clinical trial. What are you reading?
No, it's not. What are you, man? I give up, man. You know what? I done fell into
it. Never say the herb went through a clinical trial.
Man, it says the top 10. It says have scientific evidence. Man, let me show my screen again, because you're trying to play the audience now. This supposed to be Moore's TV. On Moore's TV, we don't play that game. On Moore's TV, we get right to it. Now, don't play with me. No, it's right here. Here you go. Look. Here you go, Taharka. It says of the top 10 herbs, they give you 5. Right here. These 5, right? Have scientific evidence.
Right there.
You know what the hell? Do you want me to copy and paste what scientific evidence is? Bro, it says scientific evidence. It's right here.
Doesn't mean clinical trials.
So what's scientific evidence, Taharka?
We will have to look in and find out.
I give up, yo.
We would have to look, and you can't assume that there's a clinical trial.
No, I can assume what I know what scientific evidence is, Taharka.
Stop. Scientific evidence could mean various things to qualify or quantify a thing.
You know what I like about you, Taharka? You know what I like about you, Taharka? This is Moore's World TV.
I'm telling you.
And one thing you're not going to do is play. Read it, Taharka. Go for it. Scientific evidence. Go ahead, bro. Read it.
Scientific evidence don't, brother. Scientific evidence that serves either support or counter scientific theory or hypothesis, although scientists also use in other ways, such as when applying theories to practical problems. Such evidence is expected to be empirical evidence. And that doesn't mean, brother.
Keep reading. Just finish it off, yo, and I'm done.
in accordance with scientific methods. Science standards for scientific evidence vary according to the field of inquiry, but the strength of the scientific evidence is generally based on the results of statistical analysis and the strength of scientific controls. That is not what you say. That's not what you saying, Unc.
I'm not even gonna say nothing else. Hey, Taharka, I rest my case. That agrees with me, Unc. I rest my case, Taharka.
This scientific literacy is illiteracy tonight. That agrees with me.
Hey.
What I just read agrees with me, Unc.
Okay.
Taharka, can you read one more?
Various ways. I said there's various ways to quantify or qualify the effectiveness of a thing in science. There is just not only.
I know. So that's what we're talking about. It just so happens, Mr.
You said it's you made it seem like it's only clinical trials.
Listen, Mr. Super. Listen, you're super intelligent at this point. You must have took the red pill or something.
No,
so I want you to know. Hold on, I want you to know.
I gotta get out of here.
I want you to know that we're talking about.
Can you read? Can you read the other article for me to clarify my point?
Disease, and that's through clinical trials. So you're not.
I got it up here, Taharka. Just read it for me.
It's not up here, brother.
Here it come. Here it come right here.
Too excited.
No, I ain't.
Listen.
I want you to read it because he's trying to tell me I'm not seeing it.
Unc that froze up.
Okay. I want you to read this portion right here. Okay.
You gotta blow it up. I can't see it, bro. I can hardly see Unks.
You can't.
Pretty big. I can't see it. It's grainy.
It is.
Y'all gonna say people from Baltimore can't read in a minute. Uncle and Taharka can't read.
Hold up.
Can't nobody in Baltimore read.
Can you read this right here? Can you see this? Right okay, I'll read it to you. It says
I can't, it's too small, brother.
It says, due to urgent need for a vaccine in a surging pandemic, Pfizer and Moderna were given approval to simultaneously test their vaccines on animals while they were conducting phase 1 trials on humans. The vaccines were tested on mice, and you see what I'm saying? They're doing it as we
now keep reading that. Don't you lying. Now keep reading. Don't play. Read the whole damn thing.
Overlapping preclinical studies with the early phases of trials. They're doing it all at once. That's what it's saying.
Dog. Where you at? Where you at? You just go ahead. Keep reading, yo.
Jody Breeze. Hey, I like Jody Breeze. Who's Jody Breeze, Unc?
I don't know what they say.
Jody Breeze said he rocked with you though, Unc, but he said Rodney's still kicking, huh? Shout out to Jody Breeze, bro. Bro, he been rocking with you the whole show, right?
I'm coughing up chip.
It's just right there. It's telling you that
he's Jody Breeze, man.
I don't see how our people, Taharka, can take a game and not listen to the word. They play word games with us. And the truth is out there, and it's very evident to what they're doing. What I showed in them statistics about those poor countries that you was telling them about, what I didn't show was after their presidents got murdered, then they brought the vaccines in. Days, not weeks or months after, but days after, to give to a population of people that wasn't dying.
Hey, Unc, I'm gonna say this, Unc.
Yeah.
Give me your best out of your squad, and I will debate them, and I guarantee you I'll drag them. You're not the best, Unc.
Sean.
Give me your best. Sean ain't the best. I just heard Sean talk crazy.
Sean to drag you out of here, yo.
Sean ain't the best.
Yeah. As far as vaccines,
Sean, he want to do it next week.
Yeah, he top.
Ask Sean, he want to do it next week.
He top. All right, he got you.
Because let me tell you something. The only thing that y'all are doing is grabbing sources that support your position. I'm going to grab real life sources.
I got the whole.
I'm going to grab real life sources, but it's not going to be about herbs. I'm going to show you the ineffectiveness and the possibility that this shot is manufactured, and it's ineffective.
I tell you what, this is what I'm gonna do to close out. I bet you $1 that you or Rodney can't fucking explain what.
Okay, so that was goofy. So he just read off something that said that the herbs were effective, right? Now it doesn't tell you how effective, just that they were effective. And because of the lack of scientific evidence, it's safe to assume that the efficacy is low. Okay. Now he just say that the vaccines are ineffective. I mean, dude, you know what that means? That means zero. That means placebo. In effect, when you say effective, that doesn't mean 100%. But in his mind, that's what it means. When something is effective, he thinks that means 100%. Okay? It doesn't mean that. You got to go to how the percentage or how effective. Everybody's effective in something, but we might be horrible at it. But if you could, you might get fired at your job because you were a slow worker, but you were effective. Things got done, just wasn't up to standard. You dig? So now the vaccine goes from, like, he don't say it was like 30%, 20% effective. He says ineffective. But that's when to bow out for these conversations like that. That's not even like how can you say that? That's goofy, especially when you understand the point of a vaccine is to cause an immune response. If you cause an immune response, how are you totally ineffective? That is goofy.
What an mRNA vaccine is.
I don't know, but I guarantee
Thank you. Hold on. So you good.
If you learned it in 18 months, I can learn it in 18 hours.
No, I didn't take no. You made that up.
Now I got a pseudo friend. I think the same thing. He can learn this stuff in a matter of weeks. Now I would love to take his challenge. I'll give him 19 hours. Okay, and he's on the hot seat. Let me ask the question. I guarantee he's gonna fail. Because not only have I researched viruses from my biology books and videos and just conversations, listening to Sean and pseudo killers and everybody else who's involved, Lupe Fiasco, but I also been learning about vaccinations. I also have learned the history of vaccines, right? I also learned the history of the anti-vaxxers. So I know what your talking points even. I could tell you who you got that from. Okay, so you think that's just arrogance. Like who would ever say that? Yo, you've been doing something for 8. Now he claims 18 months. All right, let's give him that. So you really believe that a human being, not just a human being, could be involved in something for 18 months, and you, Superman, could come on the scene for 19 hours and be just as good as him, if not better? But again, that can only happen in a community of pseudos. That's it. You respect the experience of somebody. But now, again, that's like some polite stuff. Everything polite got involved with, he was a master of it. He got into real estate. He's a master. He's a guru real estate person, a real estate Mongol. He get into stocks. Now he teaches stocks. He teaches cryptocurrency. He keeps gold, everything. He speaks 20 languages. Like everything polite ever talked about, he made sure that he claimed to be an expert at it. Okay. I mean, that's just clear signs of a scammer. But polite, there's nothing you're just learning for the first time. You're just like, so we could all see your progress. Like, that'd be cool. Like, you guys all see my progress when it came to vaccinations. Like, I'm way more educated now than I was at the vaccine debate. It'd have been a total convincing watch. The way Ankh is now, the way Asar is now, and I am now, and even Garfield, the way he is now, if we went back and they went back, same topic, it'll be a total convincing watch. Because their info doesn't update. They got the same talking points. It'll be a convincing watch. So, but that's the arrogance in this community. People just can pop up for a day and be an expert on something that it took somebody 18 months to know well. But that's how you get scammed. People pop up out of nowhere and they're gurus. That was goofy.
Learn what it is in 18 months. I can learn it in 18 hours and drag any of y'all.
Okay, hey Rodney, what's the mRNA vaccine?
For this. And okay. So I don't need, I mean, none of y'all went to school for it. So if you learned it in 18 months, because that's how long it's been around,
look,
I guarantee you.
We actually read the textbooks. Listen, go ahead and spend your $300 and get your textbooks on the subject, college level textbooks. But Rodney, I'm not going to let you escape. Rodney, explain to the listening audience what an mRNA vaccine is and how it works. First of all, do you know how it wasn't safe? Can you explain that? Hold on, Rodney. Can you explain that how it wasn't safe? Can you explain it, Rodney? How it wasn't safe? If you don't, I'm not even mad at you. I'm not doing an inky shit.
Y'all got jokes, but the truth is
I'm
out
not
there.
joking. Can you explain what it is, Rodney?
It's a vaccine that goes in and reads the DNA sequence.
No, Rodney. No, stop, Rodney. What's the mRNA vaccine, Rodney? Go ahead, Rodney.
Technology that goes in and reads the DNA sequence of a spike protein.
Can we stop for a minute, Rodney?
Oh yeah.
No. No.
What is it?
Listen. The ribosome that's in your cell actually reads the messenger. That's why they call it mRNA, messenger RNA. So you're wrong. What it does is, let me finish. It tricks the body into thinking that a spike protein, right? Matter of fact, watch this. Check this out, Taharka. We're going to be done. This is funny right here, Taharka.
I got to go, man.
I know. Hold on. Wait, Taharka. Hold on.
Now I'm going to end it live right after this right here because it's pretty much over. You can see the bar. But Ankh was about to give a dope presentation that was actually teaching me how it works, like all together. I'm still a little cloudy on this. I'm still stuck on being, well versed on the old vaccines. This new one, I'm still learning myself. So when Ankh was giving this presentation, it was very cool because it was visual. It was like really easy to understand. Like I was finally getting it totally. But look how Taharka Bey responds to this. Like this is just disrespect.
I want to show this picture. That's all, and I'm done. I promise.
I want to thank you and your squad for coming through, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Right. Okay. Can y'all see the screen?
He gone to 60 minutes on us, man. Ain't this ridiculous?
Yeah, that's some 60 minutes. You see the screen, right? Y'all see these red things right here? You see the red things right there, right?
Those the spikes.
They the spikes. So this is actually fun. This is the spikes. Now watch this.
60 minutes.
So watch this. Watch this. Boom. Do you see the blue? Do you see the blue things right here, right?
I drag you on.
Hold on, man. The blue things are actually, watch this, are actually what the body produces to block the spike proteins right here. So the messenger gives you a message and makes the body think that these red things have entered the body.
I think you like hearing yourself. We already know all this.
Let me
know this theory that they put out there. I know this part.
No. I'm showing you, yo. Come on, dog. Just let me finish. Yo, just let me be wrong.
I think you can be right, but I think everybody.
Wait a minute, man.
Everybody who has a TV have seen
this. Let me show the people. So your body actually produces, right? Why it says I showed y'all, right? The killer T cells, right? These blue things actually stops the coronavirus from connecting to these cells right here. The gray thing is your cell, okay? The blue thing stops the protein from connecting to your cell.
Let the Europeans do that. Stop, Unc. Stop, Unc. You're embarrassing yourself at this point, Unc. This is a 60-minute slide.
Hey, I appreciate for this embarrassing moment.
Come on,
Listen, hey.
A 60-minute slide, Unc.
So what? No, that's the source.
Explain something that was explained to you.
All I did was show you a picture. Listen, you supposed to show your sources, right? I was simply showing you a cell. Hold on. I was showing you a cell. I showed that the red things is what is the message.
Hey, Indigenous, he's saying sticky because he's explaining to a bunch of stupid asses in the audience. You dig? Okay, that's why he's talking to the level of the listeners. You don't talk over them. This is why the virologists can't get anywhere because they haven't learned how to talk to laymen and lay women. They speak over us. So what we do, Cedric, Sean, myself, Sosa, Chef, and everybody else involved, what we do is we are great at communicating with the laymen because that's what pretty much we are. So we understand the scientific terms to the best of our ability, and we basically convert it to a language that the laymen and laywomen can understand. Okay, so don't forget, that's how you do it. You don't speak over people. Okay, you should know that in sales. Again, like I would love to know what you guys do for a living. You cannot communicate to people for a living. You can't. You got to speak on their level. It don't make sense. Okay, polite speaking, crazy terms, right? Who understands my man? Nobody. It just sounds dope. but nobody actually understands what he debated Malik Zulu Shabazz, and when Malik asked the audience, who can explain the status correction? None of those people that followed Polite's camp can explain it. None of them. It was embarrassing. They raised their hands and he asked them, and everybody had a different explanation. Polite got mad. Okay, so it's about being effective. Again, the word effective. How effective are you when you're trying to communicate to people? Okay, I teach kids for a living. I got to be effective. I get paid a lot to be effective, very effective. Okay, I'm teaching 5, 6, and 7-year-olds. They're very hard to teach. You got to be very effective. So Unc did the right thing. He's speaking in the language of the dumb audience. You dig? He's not on his channel. He's on Morris World TV talking to those idiots. That's why he talks like that.
That the actual vaccine brings. So it tricks the body.
Something you're not educated in the matter. There's a difference between educated on a matter and regurgitating something on a matter. You clearly are regurgitating something.
No, I'm not. Oh, no, I'm actually showing you how it works. See, I'm not memorizing anything. I'm showing you how it works.
No,
that's
you got it off of TV. Clearly, we see it.
No, it was a slide, my nigga.
So I just wanted to point out the obvious that everybody's seen. All right. So Unc actually debated Rodney. It was a wash. It was It was so much of a wash that, as you can see, the moderator had to step in. It was so much of a wash that the moderator had to step in and then debate, low-key debate. He came off as though he's asking questions, and then he turned to a full-out debate. Then he went to say that he'll debate anybody from the Amara squad. He'll debate anybody from the pseudo killers, and I guess anybody who's affiliated with Unc, he'll debate. Okay, that's what he said. Unc brought up Sean, and he acted like he wanted to smoke with Sean. So there you go, Sean. Contact my man and get an easy W. But so you can see it for yourself. The dude, when he interviewed Inky and exposed Inky, I thought he did a great job. I said, okay, I like this guy Taharka. But after this debate, this was actually afterwards. But after this one, I'm like, he's disingenuous. You dig? He knows what he's saying is wrong, and I skipped past a lot of things he was asking Unc because it was just too wild, and he thought he was making great points and stuff. It was just ridiculous. So I wanted to be like 30 minutes, something like that. So I wanted to be short because I know people are going live. You dig? And I ain't trying to be impeding on somebody else's live. So Weezy is out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed the breakdown of what was going on. I gave a little insight what happens to active ingredients, why they are mixed with excipients, what you would call ingredients. Again, like if you say ingredients, I know you're a layman. The term we use is excipients, right? So, but hope you enjoyed it. Hope I edified some people, and I was definitely edified by the chat. So, like I said, Weezy out of here. You know what I mean? Keep the information rolling. As a matter of fact, Sean and them is inspiring me to get back on here. I'm listening to their lives, and I'm getting riled up. Like, I gotta drop some information. So you dig? So that's why I'm live today. I'm just getting riled up. All right, man. Thanks for showing.